long and tall with that slender groove. I love your smell and the way you move. Can I help it if I want you tonight?
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to your place of chill. That is the Kauffie Company. Today we are joined by three very great guests. We're here firstly with Mr. Brian Daigle himself. How are you doing this morning, Brian?
I'm good. Thank you, buddy. It's good to be one of your tree guests. I must admit, I'm very honoured to be one of the tree guests.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. I always like to be one of those. Mr. Bobby K, how are you this morning, sir?
I'm fucking great, man. How you doing, brother?
Brilliant stuff.
Actually, you do have 4 guests because I brought both of my personalities today.
Woohoo! Big up, Coos. How are you doing this morning, sir?
Top of the morning to you, Ben.
Top of the morning.
Yes, it's always good to be on the show. Chill out time.
We've got no plans, so everyone who is particularly in the chat or anyone around, please send us your questions, your ideas, your rant ideas, and we will probably get to them, or we probably won't. Firstly, we're going to welcome Mr. Chris Agambar to the chat. Big up, Chris. Big up. Mr. Five Guys himself. Big up, Carl. Big up, Five Guys. Eugene is in the house as well. Big up, Eugene.
Good evening, Eugene. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, he's probably on the way home now, right?
Yeah, he is probably. What's been happening in the world, gentlemen? What's been happening?
Apparently, you guys had somebody of significance must have passed because all day your airwaves were tied up with pageantry of a funeral.
Yeah, we did have that. That was rather interesting, wasn't it? It was.
You know what? I tuned in here and there, and each time I'll be honest. I'll say it was emotional to see. It's almost overwhelming, but I'm wondering if it was too grand. But that's me sitting over here, all the way over here. I'm obviously not going to have the same affection that most people.
Two grand? No way! It cost a hell of a lot more than that.
you know what? I have to say. I mean, I'm no royalist. I understand what the royal family are. I know what they resemble. Obviously, being born and bred in London, I know exactly what they mean and what they stand for. And a lot of people are staunch royalists. But when she passed, it hit me a hell of a lot harder than I thought. And I don't know if that was because I was across the pond and always thought I'd be at home when it happened. And obviously, this news is kind of one of the biggest. Where were you? Like when JFK and Elvis and blah blah blah. It's the biggest of the biggest.
Yeah.
And I got up especially early to watch the funeral, and thanks to my greatest spend of all time, which is my IPTV service, I watched it on Sky News, the whole thing. And I wanted to watch it on a UK news site as opposed to an international site from broadcasting showing. And it was out. You know what? When we've looked at weddings, when we've looked at jubilees, when we've looked at like Prince Philip dying, this was the one. And whether you're royalist or not, what that woman accomplished and stood for, and the way that she was sent off, was second to none. The whole of England and everyone that was involved within it, everyone that was involved with them, done themselves proud. Oh, can you imagine the pressure and stress, like the people carrying the coffin? I know other people do it in other funerals when you've got the entire world looking on you, and the precision and everything. Very, very proud to be British yesterday. Always proud, but yesterday I was especially proud.
We know Bobby K had a whip moment when he saw the Mounties walking down the road. It's hey, that's my
crew, baby. That's my crew.
That's my crew.
Yeah, I was like Brian said, I was surprisingly shocked at how, this is going to sound absolutely friggin' terrible here, but when somebody I don't know passes away, it's kind of hard for me to have any kind of emotion behind it. I've always kind of been the guy that looks at people and wonder, why are you crying over a celebrity passing away that you've never met, would have no connection with? Or, but then you think about, you've connected through their art, be it cinema, music, some sort of performance, comedy, whatever, right? They've brought you some sort of joy or pain or some sort of emotion out of you. So I didn't expect to have any emotion behind this one, but like you sit back and you see all the tribute videos, and even me and Kuva put on a little something there and on our show there that we put together, and you sit back and you see her accomplishments over her life, and it's the amount of people she met, where she's been, the things she saw in her life, every World Cup. Yeah. That was something that to me was just, of all of us being football fans, that to me was cool and surprising at the same. Every single World Cup. Wow, I'll be happy to get to one.
2026, mate. We haven't got long to go, mate. We haven't got just keep up for 4 more years. But what I do need to know is it still going mad back over there with Holly and Phil, or has that all died down now?
Holly and Phil.
You have bloody hell, sir. Okay, Ben. So what happened is obviously David Beckham queued up for 13 hours. Queued up for 13 hours to get seen, and he was offered the chance to VIP pass you, David Beckham. Do you want to go through immediately? And he was like, no. My grandpa was a staunch royalist, and if he saw me playing the VIP cup, so he queued up. Holly and Phil used their VIP pass to get seen straight away. Yeah. And I can't believe you don't know about this. The country's going nuts. It's all over social media. There's petitions to get them taken off the air. There's been a photo because obviously Phil Schofield now does We Buy Any Car. Yeah. They've changed it to now WeJumpAnyQ.com. There's loads of stuff going on. I don't know if it's still. I can see Carl's in the chat and Chris is in the chat. I don't know how big it's still going over there, but yeah, it was a thing. Chris has just said they made a half-hearted apology on this morning to the national press, of course.
Yeah, they do some TV show, right? There's they're presenters on an older white guy, clean-shaven, white hair, and then a blonde girl, right? Yeah, I saw something about that. Yeah, don't
get me wrong. Philip Schofield, more for me and Kuva, is someone we'll remember growing up as kids. He used to host kids' TV show. Like before all these big channels came out, like Sky, it was like 24-hour kids stuff. We had it from 3:30 till news round at like 5:30 or 5 o'clock, where it was kids' cartoons. And he used to be it, but he's obviously escalated his career throughout the years. He is like, don't get me wrong, he's kind of a big in daytime TV. He's kind of a legend kind of thing, but he hasn't done his legacy or his
national service. Like amazingly, David Beckham has done national service. 100 caps for England. One of the most iconic footballers to ever grace the game, and to see him queuing up with normal people, it does say
Holly Willoughby doesn't have to really worry about how it reflects on her career, because she is just basically a glorified Gordon the Gopher, isn't she?
I thought you were going to go down a different avenue there, but you went Gordon the Gopher. Yeah, so it's daytime TV. So yeah, Gordon the Gopher we'll go with. But yeah, it's not right. I don't think anyone. I mean, if someone like Beckham, who, like you said, Ben, when you see what he stands for and what he's done with charity work and everything like that, and he's like, no, I'm queuing with people, and he was, he would have had his security about, but from what people were, people is buying them teas and coffees and
donuts and stuff. He bought all kinds of stuff.
Involved in the whole camaraderie and being British and all for one and one for all kind of. Then you have Philip Schofield and Holly Willoughby just skating through. It's a nonsense. It's a nonsense.
It won't matter. They'll just give out some shallow apology, and everybody will forget it in a couple of weeks.
Apparently, that's what they've done. Where is it? That's what Chris apparently said. They made a half-hearted apology on this morning. I haven't seen it. I don't watch this morning.
Which means they've been forced into it, doesn't it? Big up, brother.
He wants to be in Kuva's gang, so big up. Big up.
Oh, yeah.
Big up, Bob. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Carl was saying Gordon the Gopher was a legend. Don't put him at Holly's level.
Damn right. Damn right.
Everyone remember Bobby the Banana? No.
No.
Mama K does.
Actually, wait a minute. What was Banana Man's actual real name? Was it Bobby?
can't remember.
Oh no, wait! It was
It is in
Eric
this
or
house.
something like that.
Let's have a look.
It
think
is
it was
in this
Eric.
house.
That's exactly. Do you know what? I think you're right. Let's have a look.
All I know is, yeah, they don't. Holly and Phil don't have the credit in the bank to be able to get a VIP pass. They host this morning, which is a great thing to do. They're making a shit ton of money off of it.
Eric Wimp, you're right. Well done, Kuva. Brownie points for you.
I didn't even really like Banana Man. I just remember the opening credits of it.
The opening credits of Banana Man were excellent.
I mean, but who even to make a superhero out about a man who eats bananas? That's just British TV. Yeah.
Speaking of great intros, Brian, did you get a chance to check out the new intro that Kuva the Kang's going to be debuting this Sunday?
I know it got sent in our group this morning, but I hadn't seen it because of all the shit that's going on here. But Ben sent it to me, and I watched it just before. As I said, with the music, I have to say, Ben, even the intro to your music today is just so get up and go. I love your intro music. It's wicked.
All I have to say about that new upcoming intro for us to Ben is... Thank you, sir.
It's
perfect. I'm actually... I almost wish it was Sunday, so...
Yeah.
We can just get debut it.
We'll just play that.
We'll
just play the intro on loop for a couple of hours, just take the night off.
What the hell is that? Bobby just sent me a picture of this guy that's supposed to be the Banana Man.
Yeah, no, he sent it in our group. Yeah, I just can't remember.
What the hell is that?
I cannot remember that.
Big up, Kimber. Big up, you lovely suds from her. It was
Hi, Kimber. Morning.
Kim, after this, I'm gonna give you a WhatsApp call.
So Kim went to the football with me at the weekend. So what a game for Kimber to go and watch. Tottenham beating Leicester 6-2.
Yep.
We had all the problems in the world. Kim's car broke down. The battery was totally flat. Then we had to do this.
On the way to the game?
No, she couldn't start her car in the morning. So my uncle and I had to
man.
a grand rescue to pick her up. And we got Kim to the game. She filmed Eric Dyer scoring a goal, which is the most hilarious thing ever because, as everyone knows, Eric Dyer is not in Kim's good books. For her to do a video of a corner and Eric Dyer score it, we were both laughing about that for a solid 15 minutes.
Well, that's kind of like when I went to the Aston Villa game and I had to go to the toilet when Pierre-Emile Højbjerg scored.
Yeah.
It's the reverse. Kim just managed to stay and record it, whereas I have to be going to the toilet.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Benny, this is there's a little bit of a pattern here developing that when you are in one of their vehicles, the vehicle doesn't make it to the destination. I'm seeing flat tires, dead batteries.
You do. That's really, actually, Bobby, that's a really good point. When I came back in
Benny
December,
in my car now.
when I came back in December, because obviously people may not know Bob was in a coma, but when he was in the coma that he didn't know he was in, I went to Nottingham with Kim, back and forth to the hospital, to mine, to her, all over the place. No car problem whatsoever. None. And then you've been in the car twice recently.
No, once.
No, and the wedding.
That's just that's the one. The wedding.
Well, you just said on the way to Tottenham you had a problem with Kim's car.
No, she was going to get in the car in the morning and start the car.
Okay, my bad.
In the car for that one, so
my bad.
But how is that
technically
possible?
The car knew it was coming to get you.
Yeah.
So subconsciously the car reacted.
Subconsciously.
So that makes no sense because half the Kaufman's cars they are the most biggest dogs on the planet, yet they don't break down. Who would have thought? I make old cars work, but new cars perish, which is good because I have a friend who's a car salesman, so I get people's cars to break and he can sell them new cars.
But when it's the friend's missus,
Did you say Dyer scoring a goal? Almost, Ben. Yeah. I've never had car trouble before, but
dodgy.
Looks like I'm bad luck for Kim's Mini.
Well, Kim, we'll know the true test is coming a few short weeks here. If I pick him up at the airport and I live 15 minutes from the airport and then we don't make it home, Then we
it's
know
my fault.
it's the curse of the cough.
Would have thought Kim being with Bob this long should be used to handling a mini anyway.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Oops.
Oops.
Oh, Ben and his issues with exhausts. Oh, yeah. There's loads of things, but great to have Kim go to the game. There's brilliant stuff. Is Mama Kay coming to the shop today? No, she is not. She is
Unfortunately, no, Kim, but I did talk to Bob. I've sent over all the details so you can go over and meet up with Mama Kay if possible. And if you're going to, just shoot her a message and let her know what the plan is, because she's got all the shirts. So at least get you guys shirts from her, and maybe even Benny's shirt if you go to the shop or whatever. But Nick will otherwise grab them.
We need to send Kuva his shirt. Has Kuva got a shirt as well?
Kuva, I've got Kuva's shirt here that I'm going to bring in Jan, because I'm going to make an attempt to, now that you've brought it up, I'm going to make an attempt the following week after the game to maybe hop on a train with the boys and go see Kuva in person.
I'll be coming along with you.
It's the obvious way is me going up to London, really, isn't it? It's a lot less traveling for everyone.
Who gives a shit? Some things are worth the travel, man.
Damn right.
Flying all the way to England. What's a few more 100 miles on a train?
It's not 100 miles. Sorry, it is 100 miles.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
It is. But it's only a 2-hour train journey. It's not a.
So the kids will love that. We'll have a blast, man.
2-hour
You got to
train
remember, coming from Canada, that's basically going around the
2
corner.
hours, yeah. That's
Yeah.
my drive. That's my commute to work every day, one way.
That's literally, I'm just hopping out for some milk and bread.
Yeah,
from Canada.
yeah, exactly. Man.
A bit like Kuva's favourite.
more than that. Add a couple more X's, maybe.
I
Yeah,
think 3x was the biggest one we could get, Kuv. So hopefully we'll stretch it down on you.
Well, trouble is, as well as being big, I like to wear baggy shirts anyway.
Yeah.
So it's really bad. I have to like really shop around.
But this is triple X, so it'll be the nice form-fitted tight one, baby.
Oh yeah, that's
Yes.
fair enough. Fair enough.
But
All kinds of
that
Kuva.
train journey to Dorset.
Kuva sexy, baby. It's Kuva sexy time.
I've done that train journey recently, and it was a good train journey.
Where is it again?
You go from Waterloo to Dorchester South.
Is that your nearest big station, Kuva?
Yeah.
One train all the way?
Yeah, one train all the way from Waterloo.
Perfect. And Waterloo,
hours.
how hard is it for me to get to Waterloo from Greenford?
Very, very easy, Bobby. I'll
Very
get you there.
easy.
No worries.
Very
It's easy.
Oh yeah, because
Mate,
your parents are close to where my in-laws are, right, Brian?
No, well, I think we worked out that by driving, yes, but by London Underground and British and public London transport, you've got to kind of go into London to come out.
Yeah, that's always been my problem with going to Tottenham as well. I've got to go into the centre to come out again because they haven't built a train to Tottenham. Obviously, if I was clever, I'd get on the bus, but I can't be asked. I like the train.
How do you get to Tottenham? What's your normal journey, Ben?
If I'm going in the car, it's easy. We get on it.
Yeah, I mean by public transport.
Public transport. I will get on the train from Loughton, and I'll go to Stratford, and I get the train out to Northumberland Park. For me, that's
Okay, I thought you were going to say Liverpool Street, and then
I can also do Liverpool Street to White Hart Lane as well. That's a fairly easy journey. Going from Loughton, it's a stupid journey. Having to go half an hour in and then half an hour out. There's no point. Which is probably why I get the bus, because then it's the 397 that goes to Chingford, and then get the train bus from Station Road to Edmonton.
That's why living where I live, it's so easy to get to the ground. So easy.
Yeah.
Literally one bus to Enfield, train, bang, White Hart Lane, off we go.
Yeah. But if you were going to go, you'd go from Greenford on the Central Line to Stratford, change to the Jubilee Line. 5 stops on the Jubilee Line to Waterloo Station.
Oh, Ben, wait a minute. Is Greenford on the Central?
Yeah.
What? It's not your end. It's the other end, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, Bobby. To me, it's easy. You go to Holborn and then bang, you're there. Or change train, bang, you're at mine.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
It's very, very easy. Very, very. But I'd come up and meet you at Greenford first.
I actually haven't even figured out what we're doing yet. I'm still basing everything around when the schedule and everything is done, right? So,
Talking of the schedule, again, you two back home will know more. I'm seeing loads of these things coming up saying that the game might be postponed because of the tube strikes. Is there any weight on this?
No idea.
That's what I saw over here. 1st to the 5th or something. There's planned.
Yeah, but I think that week we're playing in the Champions League, so I don't understand how that can happen. That can happen. We're meant to be playing Eintracht Frankfurt during the week, so I don't know how they're going to do it.
Well, no, that's the away leg. That's the away leg when we're playing Frankfurt.
Yeah, but if they're saying the 5th and the 6th, that's what we're being told is they're going to move it to the 5th or the 6th. But the 5th or the 6th, or the 4th or the 5th, sorry, we're going to be away at Frankfurt. So I don't know how, and it will piss me right off if it happens because I missed the North London derby because every gunner was a runner. And obviously I got to watch it with Bobby in the Scotland Yard and I wouldn't change that for the world, the result, blah, blah, blah. But Rez is coming out here to experience an NLD. And then they go and do this. And it's just like, you absolute bastards.
Morning, Roy. Morning, Roy.
Big up, Roy.
Morning, Roy.
Yeah,
all that matters is that the shirt will be worn and the stain will remain and the streak will continue. It's on an incredible run, that shirt.
It's done an incredible run. Mrs. Daigle must be really fed up with that shirt.
Well, when I wear it, I go in and see her after if I haven't been at the yard, and the first thing she says is, "Do you get to wash the shirt now?" And I'm like, "Nope." And it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Listen, I am, when it comes to this, I am very, 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 very superstitious.
Yeah.
Brian, and just tell her she can't blame you for it. It
is like I said, it's been well looked after. It's been sprayed on like you'd never believe. Different aftershaves on there. It needs to happen, mate. It needs to happen. And if it should it continue, and I think it will after the NLD, if it does it at the NLD at a place where we notoriously don't show up, then hey ho, here we go on the invincible season.
Superstition is alive and well.
The weird thing is I might have to bring it to England unwashed. So I'm gonna have to put it in like one of those plastic bags. Plastic bags, put it in there, hide it. Make sure
customs take it out, have a look, and then
you're definitely getting sent
mate,
back.
if customs even try and touch it, I won't be making my way to England because I will kick off.
Yeah,
I will kick off.
Yeah.
Exactly, Roy. Exactly.
You've got to be superstitious when it comes to football. It's like,
yep.
Like I wore my Malcolm Young shirt because I love Malcolm Young so much because I'm a big fan of AC/DC. And suddenly we lost after winning like 8 games in it. And I thought, this shirt's lucky. Then we lost a game. And then suddenly every game I've worn that shirt, we've lost. So I'm like, I can't wear that shirt anymore. It's a real problem.
You just can't wear it on match day.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's mate, you've got loads of footballers that are superstitious. Like Paul Ince used to put his shirt on just before he literally came out of the top. There's players that have had many superstitions and fans. And at the moment, this one keeps going. You're right, Kim. It is a biohazard. It is, but I think should we do miraculous things with it this season? I'm gonna get it framed, steamed and whatever, and then I'll just give it to We Are Tottenham TV to keep in their studio in a frame by the TVs, and say the shirt that won the trophy.
And then that's
two things for me. One, I can't watch a semi-final live because we always lose. Every time I've been to one, we've lost every single time. Bar 1987 against Watford. That was all right. But yeah, so I don't go to semi-finals if we get there. And the other one is if we take the lead too early, I've got to change channel for 10 minutes because otherwise it goes pear-shaped.
Yeah. You know what, Kuva? Maybe you hit on something. Everyone here and probably everyone in the chat has had bad things with semi-final. Maybe that's the new thing. If we get to a semi-final, just no fans go.
Watch it.
No fans go.
Nobody go.
No fans watch it. and we might get to a final. Maybe that's the key.
I think my biggest superstition, and it's also my mum's superstition, is I don't buy programs before the game. As soon as a program is bought, I know we've lost. Like instantly, just go. The only time, like every single time, Carl was saying, Glenn, big up Carl, by the way. Glenn Hoddle used to wear his pants back to front.
I never knew that.
That's probably for ventilation as well. Teddy Sheringham used to slaughter a hiatus heat before kickoff.
There you go.
Paul G said, headed over from the Irish Hotspur chat. Big up, lads. Big up, Paul.
Big up,
Cheers,
Paul.
mate.
Lovely to see you. Oh, my mate's superstition on a match day is to have a... Good news is his team keeps on winning. Bad news is you can't see them play now because he's blind. That's good to know. Good to know. Yeah.
Quality Bob first thing in the morning.
But it really helps
Lovely.
that we're doing the sort of the try not to spend money in the stadium, because then it means I don't have to buy a program, which means we'll win.
Yep, I can't remember the last time I bought program.
See, my only
Cannot
fear
remember.
is I'm really happy that this experience that I'm gonna have with my children come January and get to go to a game for little K's birthday and everything, and you know all the chips are lining up and everything, and it's everything's panning out fantastic so far, and then we get the icing on the cake with Uncle F Man joining us possibly for that game.
No, I'll guarantee you that that January I'm 1 billion% there.
Okay,
1
so
billion%.
then,
That's not even a debate.
so
As you know, I could be there a lot sooner.
I need to basically people in the YouTube community, my friends, my co-creators, everything. We're gonna need to find a way to lock up Brian for about 20 minutes while I run into the club shop with the kids.
No, do you know what? Like I've said, do you know what? I'll tell you now. When Irish Hotspur came over with Derma and everyone, people could go in the shop. People can go spend their money. I've got no issue with it.
I know.
Listen, that even my closest friends,
You
if they wanted
just
to go,
get them on the way out.
Kuva, fuck it, why broadcast it, man? No, honestly, like I said, this is my issue. This is my problem. This is my stance. Other people want to go and spend their money in the shop. I don't hold it against them. That's people work hard for the money. They do what they want to do. I just am very, very. Don't get me wrong. I will not step foot in it. When I was back in London, I took my nephews out, and my dad used to take me and my sister out every summer on the travel car. We used to go Hamleys and Harrods, Buckingham Pat.
Yeah.
So I did it with my nephew, with Isaac and Noah. And then on the way back, they're like, "We go see the Tottenham Stadium." And I was like, "Of course you can, but we're not going in the Spurs shop." And they're like, "Oh, please, please, please." I was like, "Listen, we'll either go to the stadium and we don't go into the shop, or we don't go to the stadium." And they're like, "Okay, we won't go to the stadium." I won't even take my nephews in there, because all it takes as well, not even for taking my nephews there, one person with a camera, click, bang, nope, not happening. I just will not. And like I said, with my first 3 nephews, the first thing they ever wore was a baby grow from the Tottenham Hotspur shop.
Yeah.
Levi and Sophie didn't get that because I wouldn't spend money in the shop. I gave up a tradition that has gone on with my cousin before, who did it for me and my sister. There's a family tradition where the first thing they wear is a baby grow from the Spurs. I stopped that tradition because I refused to give that man money. So that's, like I said, that's my issue. I don't ever hold it against anyone else that does.
Yeah, it is. Everyone's got to have their own stance on things.
Exactly.
Good afternoon, Ellie. Lovely
Big up,
to see
Ellie.
you.
Morning,
Big up.
hi Ellie.
Good afternoon. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. My favourite gentleman on one show. What did I do to deserve this? I don't know. Is there something nice you did? Big up, Marlon. Big up.
Big up, brother.
Morning, Marlon. Good
Big
morning.
up, panel. Great stuff. Hope you're having a great afternoon. That's what I like about Brian. When he says he's behind something, he's fully behind it. Look up consistency. Brian Bagel's picture is in there. Yeah.
You say
Big
Brian
up,
Bagel?
Brian Bagel.
Did you say Brian Bagel or Drain Bagel?
He's at the airport with some purple luggage.
Coming to an airport soon, trust me. Coming
I've
to
never
an
seen this
airport
person
very, very soon.
before. Big up, Mumsy. I've never seen you, so thank you for joining.
Yeah, picked up.
Morning.
That's
Thanks
what
for joining,
that's what I
Munsey.
call my mum.
No,
That's not my mum because she doesn't know how to use you. She knows how to use YouTube, but not commenting. But for years, that is what I call my mum. I never ever call her mum or it's mumsy.
That's one of my mates from the other group that I was telling you about. That's got all the mixed content creators and stuff. So nice of you to come over, Munsey. Appreciate that, brother.
Big up, Lisa. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day.
Oh, big up.
Big up, Lisa. Any more superstitions you might have? At 90 minutes, if the game is like still in the balance, I will always say Baruch Hashem on the 90th minute. Like, it has to be done just to see us over the line. I don't even believe in God, but I have to say Baruch Hashem. Have to do it.
Do you know what? I might adopt that one, Ben. I might adopt that one.
Does it work?
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem.
I used to have the superstition that I couldn't go into the ground sober. Well, I call it a superstition.
It's one you just created?
Yeah, it kind of happened, and then it became a superstition then.
Nice, very
Eddie's
nice.
saying, I refuse to spend money in the Spurs shop now because of you, Brian.
Oh, thank you, Eddie. Like I said, that it's all down to everyone how they feel about it. I mean, I saw something in my Levy Out group, which I shared in a few groups, and our group being one of them, with Conte. It was from the Sun. Ben let me know, as in Ben Daniels. So it doesn't have much weight. Saying that Conte's stalling on contract till he finds out Spurs' real intentions, and my blood started boiling.
Of course it did, because this has happened so many times before, where they just lie to us.
The fact it's the Sun, and the Sun have actually put out another thing saying that Gary Potter wants Harry Kane and is about to offer Romelu Lukaku in exchange. That just shows the level of Sun journalism to aspire to. So that it's a nonsense. But yeah, but listen, when it comes to not spending in the shop, I've said it, and you got to remember, this is what I've been like this way before YouTube, or before I was coming on YouTube. This has been a thing with me for since the summer that we didn't sign anyone, which ended up being the season we didn't sign anyone.
Big up Hollywood Phil.
Big up Phil.
Any update on Conte and the contract? No, there's no real update.
So the only thing I will say about this is, obviously, I can't remember who I was talking to. I can't remember if it was via social media or I was talking to a friend, but someone was saying to me, this is Conte. Basically, he's doing this because the longer he holds off, the more power he has.
Yeah.
If he signs a 3-year contract now, he's tied down, which we'll all love, but his kind of power of demanding, saying, right, if you want to keep me, I need this. It kind of goes out the window.
Yeah.
So this is, and the more I hear about it, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. If we go into January and he still doesn't sign this contract, and we're still within touching distance like we are now, if he doesn't get what he wants,
yeah.
First of all, he's got so much power to say, right, you want me to stay? Give me this.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of truth behind it, but we'll have to wait and see.
I mean, looking at the Conte fan cam on the Tottenham Hotspur YouTube channel, it doesn't look like Conte is thinking about leaving. He was so animated. Like, when Sonny scored, he looked like the happiest bloke in the world. Like, him and Perisic, a bloody major hug. And it was absolutely brilliant. But that's what we like to see. So I think I think it's very probably going to happen until Levy does something incredibly stupid. That's how it'll be 99.9% done. Levy will do a Levy, and then suddenly it'll go out the window.
Yeah, I mean, for me, when we didn't get Conte in the summer, and there was the talk of, he didn't think we were ready or something along those lines. I haven't really changed my view that he still thinks the same thing. Promises have been made, and he has doubts. As we all do. And I think that for me, that's what's going to happen, is he'll see a disappointing January transfer window and he'll decide to go at the end of the season. That is my big fear. It's also what I think is most likely going to happen. I hope I'm proved wrong, but
it depends as well now with Juventus, the state Juventus are in. And literally they're paying for Allegri's blood. And
Big up, Rush.
if Juventus start saying we want to bring him back, then there's issues.
But apparently they're already saying that because that's what the Italian papers are reporting. But so is it media bullshit or, but is he willing to go back? Because he pretty much give them the middle finger when he left?
Yeah, he did. Conte and Mr. Agnelli do not see eye to eye at all. That did not end well at all. I do not see Conte ever going back to Juventus.
Yeah, I thought he burned his bridges. My brother-in-law, Mama K's brother is a Juventus fan, and even he's a big Juventus fan, and even he's saying that he doesn't see it happening. It's just media bullshit kind of thing. It doesn't even know where it's coming from.
I don't see Conte managing another Italian team unless it's like a really good, unless Inter gets sold and then Inter bring him back. I don't see him going back to Italy. I don't see him going to Roma. I don't see him going to Napoli. I don't see him going to Juventus. I don't even really see him going to AC Milan because I don't think he will upset the Inter fans. Because usually Conte doesn't go to rival fans. He only did it with Tottenham and Chelsea because the money was ridiculously good. And also because Chelsea burnt the bridge with him. He didn't burn
You look at that press conference before when he left Chelsea, when he got fired, he's like, who the hell do you people think you are?
Yeah. I think, it's all valid points, but stranger things have happened in football. You never in a million years would have picked Luis Figo making the move from Barcelona to Real Madrid, for example.
Yeah.
It does happen. Look at what Judas did with us. You wouldn't have picked that at the time. These things do happen sometimes, and bridges can be rebuilt occasionally, especially when there's a lot of money at stake or a team not doing so well, and they just see that person as the viable candidate to put them back on the top of the pile, which Conte is that kind of character.
Yeah, and also add to that obviously Conte is regularly flying back to Italy to go see his family.
Yeah.
And immediately you take that kind of out. There is no travel. He's reunited with his family. Obviously, when he flies, he can get on a flight whenever the bloody hell he wants and take a weekend. Airfare and everything is nothing to him, is it? But he still has that missing. He goes home to a house by himself, or if his family come over. If you're back home, that goes away. You come home to your family every single day. That family life that you're missing. So don't get me wrong. I don't think Juventus will be it. I don't think it will be. But if that rumour starts and if Allegri goes, Juventus, his name will be very, very top of the pile. Very, very top of the pile. That's really good English. Really good English. It will be high in the.
If Royce Parks,
I think so. Yeah.
If Conte leaves, Sonny leaves, and Kane leaves, and we're going to drop harder than
big time. I think
I totally agree with Brian, but not as good or as what he said.
Yeah,
I can't.
Paul Gascoigne, mate.
I know what Brian's saying about the family issues and stuff, but I've also heard quite a few. In American football, it's common and stuff when managers move away and purposely live away from their family, even though they might be in the same state or whatever. They'll purposely go during the season and stay away because their focus is completely on the team. It gives them the ability to concentrate just on that. On their downtime, they go see their family. And then when they want it, their full team, their job, their life, everything is the team. They live and breathe that, and they know it impacts their family lives. So I've read several coaches in America. I don't know if it's really common in England, but you do hear like Poch kept his family where they were while he, I believe his family is now still in England, are they not? While he went to PSG. So...
but that's because he had kids at school.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's sometimes upsetting the family, the balance, everything. It might be easier to leave everything that's settled and go do your job. It's the same as us getting up, leaving for the day. The only difference is that we come back at the end of the week, not the end of the day. So
the one thing I mentioned as well, the one thing I mentioned, like Roy Parker's just said, that if Conte leaves and we're talking about the end of Kane and Son, I can tell you now. And I spoke about this in my Leave You Out group. If Kane was to go, because don't get me wrong, Bayern Munich are seriously in for him. Seriously in for him. And if he does go, it's to win trophies. Because let's face it, look at players that stayed all their career and have got the personal accolades but had the chance to go win them, whether it's a Farmers League or not, and whether he'll win a Bundesliga, he'll win this. And I can already tell you now, if Kane was to go next season, the people that aren't leaving out will go, do you know what? We had the best time out of him. He's 30. He's a bit injury prone now, and he wanted to win trophies. That's what they'll say. They won't say, oh, for God's sake, he's gone now. Conte's gone. With any replacement that comes in for either is a downgrade. They will forget that the reason that Kane left is for ambition and wanting to win stuff, and say, do you know what? He's 31 now. He's injured. We've had the best time out of him. That will be and the amount of money we got for him. He's 31 years old, 1 year left. That will be the narrative. Not, oh shit, we've lost our best striker and there won't be a damn chance a replacement of that level's coming in. That will be the narrative. That's what we're going to have to deal with.
Yeah, even if you're a bit of a spreadsheet fan rather than the football pitch, you'd have to say they've left it too late now selling Kane anyway, because his value's going to be going down purely because of his age. Yeah. So I think if we were going to cash in, it probably would have been
But he wanted to win things and we couldn't do that. So it's okay. We'll let him go because we can't win things. That's okay that we sell players because we don't match their ambition.
Instead of thinking that narrative, we should be going to the people for not making the team winnable. Very simple. Very simple. I hate this crap mentality a lot of Tottenham fans have. They want us to be the nearly men. They see us. It's all about the journey and not the destination for them. And that's a real problem because eventually you want to get to where you want to go to. You want to go from A to B. You don't just want to be in like limbo the entire time. And that's what Tottenham has been since, 1991 when Paul Stewart scored the equalising goal in the FA Cup final between Nottingham Forest. We've been in limbo because we haven't won a major trophy. We're in limbo.
But Benny, they're trying, and we could just applaud the effort.
Absolutely.
There are no losers at St Barnabas's.
The bit I always hate is consider everything to be a complete success if you lower the bar enough.
Yeah.
When's that been a good thing? It's fine. You can justify anything if you do that, but the bar should be set at the very top. If we even claim to be an elite sports team, we should be aiming to win the league. We should be aiming to win the Champions League. All of these things. Yeah. And when it even annoys me a bit when people say, "Oh, well, it can't possibly compete with Manchester City," and I'm just thinking, why? Because it's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult. Sometimes you've got to do a blinder. Sometimes you've got to win as the underdog, but you still go in for it. A club our size shouldn't be settling for fourth place. We should be way ahead of that. We've been allowed to do this year after year, haven't we? Just stagnate, fall away, claw fourth place back, take foot off the accelerator again. That's all we ever do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
then rinse and repeat.
It's a real problem because the club is in prime position to succeed.
I just saw it too. Yeah, I just saw it too. He's in form this morning. He is in form this morning. Yes.
I don't even know if I can put that on the screen.
Be very careful. Yeah, definitely screen it first.
Well, it's a clean answer.
Oh, the last one was great. The last Bob one, yeah. Or actually, both the last ones. The diesel one and the hammer one. Oh my God, I'm dying over here. It's hammer time.
Why do you think Tottenham fans have sub with this new generation? Because Tottenham was a team that won from every decade from 1950 to 2010. We won every decade. Why has it suddenly this fan base become journeymen? Tottenham were never journeymen. We were like, if we're in the FA Cup, we're going to win the FA Cup. That's what we want to do.
Simply because a significant chunk of our fan base that is in social media and connected to the technology world has joined the bandwagon, I would say, in the last 5 to 7 years. The Sunny influence has brought over a lot of those techie young children basically as fans and everything like that. That old school generation of Spurs fans are all older guys like us. A lot don't use technology and Twitter and stuff like that, so you don't hear their voice.
Yeah.
That's why you hear this younger generation that is satisfied with mediocrity, because to them, seeing a display against Leicester with Sonny lighting it up and scoring 3 goals is a remarkable achievement. It's not. I'm sorry. Great. I'm happy for Sonny. He got the hat trick. He's finally got the duck off his back. Hopefully he'll return to form now. And if he brings this consistently, we can be happy with it. But this is not everything that we should be satisfied with. Don't be satisfied with the fact that we're sitting in third after this many games, because that could change at any given time. We need to have consistency. And we still don't have the squad depth, like Brian's touched on, like we all touch on, to consistently maintain what we've got going. So it comes down to our fan base being, I think, young. The older guys, anybody that's been a fan of this team more than 15 years cannot be happy. Cannot.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
You think so?
I know
Yeah.
fans my age that are quite happy to put up with this.
With mediocre and their average, and it's okay.
Yeah.
This is our punching limit. We can't punch above our weight
I
class.
think the biggest
Disgusting.
change,
It's pathetic.
biggest change for me over the years is look back in, say, the 1980s.
Yeah.
If somebody came out with a financial report of Spurs, nobody would give a shit. They wouldn't look at it. It's not an issue. It's all about the football. Now the narrative is on, oh, look how much money we got. Like we most made the most profit out of everybody. What a success that is. Then the PR machine goes into overdrive, hypes up the business.
Yeah.
And
Look at our shiny stadium. It's pretty.
The football is literally secondary to this to Tottenham Hotspur.
All the football we've watched so far this year, I don't think there's one game any of us could sit down and say, holy shit, we were brilliant that game. And I'm talking 90 minutes. There's not a game yet that I can pinpoint. I don't know if you guys can, but there's not a single game that I can point to this season thus far that would make me go, what a stand-up performance. That's the team that should be on the pitch every week. That's the team. That's the way we want to see us playing and stuff like that. We've had moments of fantastic football, basically. That end against Leicester was just absolutely great to see Sonny, the way the change in formation, everything with Basuma coming on, the way that changed everything. That was fantastic. But we have not seen it consistently for 90 minutes, so let's not kid ourselves yet. We're not up there. We need to be punching at a higher weight limit.
Yeah, the Leicester game was hardly the sort of showcase of the elite level of football in this country, was it? It was two teams making tons of mistakes, and it was a really exciting game. But quality level at times was really questionable. Both teams
Defensively,
Well, for Leicester especially, what defense?
First half was shocking.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we were just saying, Brian, that we haven't, we're talking about the team and everything, and Benny was asking why people are happy with the mediocre results and everything like that, and just getting into Champions League and everything. I trickle it down to the fact that it's a younger fan base that's, the Twitter happy fan base and everything, and the older fan base that, like us, that is not satisfied with this, and we want more. We have ambition, like some of our players do, and we're not kind of the ones that are on the Twitter and everything like that and everything. A lot of the older guys are not having their voices heard, right?
But it's not, Bobby, you know what else it is? And I looked at this now, I worked it out. There's people like Manchester United fans that all they've known is Alex Ferguson. All they have known.
Yeah.
So all they know is winning. And then he goes, and they go through this. Then there's people that have only known Wenger down the road of the filth. And all they knew was winning. Even when they weren't winning near the end, they still got the odd FA Cup. So now when there's nothing, they're like, well, and now you've got to realise there's people that only know Levy. So only know
that's what I said,
getting into the Champions League, this brand new stadium, this brand new training ground, getting back into the Champions. That's all they know. And then when they hear their parents talk about, the 80s and the 90s were so dark, so whatever, or not the 80s, sorry, the from the late 80s
to 90s,
the 90s to
after 91, pretty much. It's been
that's all people know. So when they hear this, they're like, oh my god, this is amazing, this is incredible.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you have someone, like I said, with like what we're going through with the Queen. Like, we've only known one fucking Queen, and now everything's different, and we're only used to this. This is what's happened.
And that's what I was saying. It's the fans that have been here through the Enoch era, and this is what they're used to seeing. This is the punching limit. So anything above this is a major super accomplishment. It's not. When you look at what's around us, we went from being
conversation. Is we're joined by Mr. Graham here in the coffee company. So
good morning, Graham.
What's up, Graham?
Graham.
So we've got a man that's seen it all with the whole Levy being a disappointment.
My man, Graham. My man.
Suboptimal Levy. That's
Suboptimal Levy. That's a new James Bond film.
it's
Anytime you are satisfied as a fan with the financial gain of your club, regardless what sport it is, you're fucked.
Dan Levy, 00 trophies.
Nice. Good.
Yeah. So the person in the chat that can come up with the best James Bond Levy themed movie gets a round of applause.
And a free coffee.
You can have a free coffee.
Diamonds are for
You just
sale.
gotta fly to get there.
That can't go on the stream, Bob. He's going full TJ. He's going full TJ.
Oh, Bobby. Bobby.
Double O trophies.
Kuva set the bar so high. I think it's going to be hard to even for people to even come. I'm sitting here trying to think of something. I'm like, shit, Kuva's is just so fucking brilliant.
Well, I can think of a new character. It could just be Prophet Galore instead of Pussy Galore. So that can be the Bond woman in the movie.
Levy's Goldfingers, yeah.
There'll be a whole string of them, wouldn't it? Goldfinger, Silverfinger, Money Thumb. Oil
No times to win trophies. Yeah.
They'll come thick and fast.
You only win once.
You only win once. Dr. Tottenham, no trophies.
Yep.
Dr. No any transfers.
It says it all when we're having fun just taking the piss out of our lack of success.
But that's just self-deprecating.
License to build. Very good, Bobby.
License to build.
Very good. That's very good.
Nice.
A quantum of F-all.
Yep.
Saying newsflash. What was newsflash? Live and let piss all. Die another day again. Some brilliant stuff there.
There really is. There really is.
I suppose it'll tie into lack of transfers as well. Live and love, dire.
Live and love, die. Casino, Emerson Royale. Yeah, that's a crap James Bond film.
So I think just getting away from the Bond. I think everyone's heard about the potential of Hugo being out for the NLD.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but luckily we've got an actual decent goalkeeper for once in
Who played a blinder against Arsenal last season.
Yeah.
But like I said, do you know what? If there's any game that you don't want to say, right, here you go, have your debut, it's this one.
He's played in an old firm derby though, so he understands.
He's been around a long time.
Yeah, he's done that. But like when we signed Hugo Lloris, Brad Friedel was on his record of consecutive games, and out of the blue, for no reason whatsoever, AVB said, you're going in goal.
Yeah.
And we got battered 5-2. And Hugo Lloris, when we signed him, was just as bit as classy as he is goddamn now. There are games you just don't. Yes, he's been in old firms, but you don't want your debut for your club to be away at your arch rivals.
Forster has big hands, always chill, good stuff.
That depends on your character, doesn't it? Some people relish that.
Yeah, I just at home I wouldn't have a problem. Away, like Lloris, it just gives me if you got to remember, it's not just what the performance he puts in; it's his understanding with his defenders in front of him
Yeah.
that goes in. If there's any lack of communication that needs to be, it's a whole ordeal. It's a whole ordeal. I'd rather be that Harry Kane than Hugo for this game, in all honesty.
I'm fully confident in Forster. I think he's a good goalkeeper.
Yes. Hip injury.
Like I said, I've got my confidence in him. It's just the game that it is. It could be away at Anfield, wouldn't care. It could be at the Etihad, could be at Anfield, wouldn't care. Be fine. The filth is just, yeah.
Big up, Luke.
Morning, Luke.
You only lie twice.
Mediocre pussy.
We're always still doing the James Bond thing. The best Tottenham Hotspur theme, James Bond thing.
Is that you only lie twice a minute? Did you miss a bit on the movie? It's a bit more than you only lie twice.
Yeah, but twice a day.
Twice
Twice a minute. Yeah.
That's still because all I got to say to that is naming rights.
Yeah, naming rights.
Which apparently is the next big thing on the agenda this season.
Oh.
What, same as it was last season?
And the season before. And the season before. We're the only club that have moved into a stadium that is meant to get naming rights, been there 3 seasons, and still not got it.
Secret Service. Big up, Ian. Big up, Moondog. Big up. Moondog. Yeah, it's just that. It seems like Daniel Levy is Pinky in the Brain, except for taking over the world. It's going to be same thing we try and do every day, Levy. Try and get naming rights.
Come on, don't rate them that high. Pinky and the Brain's a great show, man. That's one of the few kids shows I actually enjoyed watching.
The Pinky and the Brain.
That thing was crazy.
That's what they're going to do. They're still trying to do naming rights. What is it? 5 years after the stadium was built? It's getting a bit late, isn't it?
Yep. Every team in England that's moved into a stadium that was having naming rights had naming rights before they moved in. Yeah. Barcelona and Real Madrid haven't even started building their stadium and the naming rights are already done.
Is that...
but guys, naming rights, football-related business, is it not?
Yeah.
But that's the last thing we worry about.
Yeah, it's typical.
I did hear. Did you guys hear about that new property development, though, they're looking at? No?
Yeah, I don't think it... Are you being serious, Bob?
No.
Oh, thank God. Now's not the time to begin. Now it's not the...
Bad time to poke the bear there, Brian.
Oh, yeah. Right now is a really bad time to poke the bear. It's a real bad time to poke the bear. It really is.
That's okay. I heard this rumor that Levy was going to buy a player.
Okay. Yeah, I just know.
Too far there, Bobby.
I just know come what January that I'm going to be at a certain place again. I just know it.
Okay.
I just know
If you take my kids with you to the training ground to protest, you're not allowed to use them to run in and do child warfare, okay?
I know. This is the thing.
Let me finish. Unless you're recording, send them to me so me and Kuva can stream them on Kuva the Gang.
Oh yeah, no. That's the thing. When I was protesting, doing everything, I was like, listen. I even said to the security guys, listen, I'm not here to cause any disturbance in that place. That's a place of work. This is if I had done anything, it just absolutely. And Graham, who's with me. Who's with Ben, it would have just made the message pointless and would have given it all the ammunition it needed. Yeah. That's not what it was about in the slightest. Again, it was about getting attention, and this time we really did get attention. And then obviously it got ruined with Benson Core and Kulisevsky coming in. But should it need to be done again in January? And the reason I remembered that is because Kim came up. Kim was a goddamn lifesaver.
Yes, she was.
Oh my God! I didn't realise how cold. And this is me coming from Canada. I didn't realise how cold 6, 7 in the morning was in January back home. It's still nothing compared to here. But Jesus Christ, I wasn't in the right attire.
It's a different cold though.
Mate, I did. I was giving it the listen. I live in Toronto. I can get this. It's not, mate. After 20 minutes, My feet had turned to icicles. My hands, if it hadn't been for Kim coming with socks, gloves, and a bacon sarnie, I literally would have become I would have frozen. And it, thank the Lord. But this time,
you would have been a snowman in Graham.
I would have been, mate. I would have been. I was wearing the wrong shoes as well. This time, it'll be all much better planned.
Yeah.
I'll be like Cool Runnings when the Jamaicans get off the plane. Is what I'll be like.
You know what, Brian? I didn't think of all that shit. Going up there. Good morning. Thinking all the gear, the extra gear we're gonna have to take. Shit. To go to the game and everything too, on the trains and all that. We're gonna be bundled up proper.
I'm watching now. That's what you wrote on there. To keep his hands out of you. Recognize him. Piss off, Bob.
Oh, jeez.
Looks like there's going to be a whole lot more people at the training ground in January.
Yeah, like
3 of us will be there. 3 Spurs boys will be there.
The thing is, what you got to remember as well with last January is me, Ryan, and Graham did that on a whim. It was like, right, the whole plan within our group was to go completely quiet in January, and wait and see, and then do what was necessary. But then it got to the 18th or not before, the day before we played Leicester, and we were like, "This, no. This is getting ridiculous now." The Adama Traore and blah blah blah. So that was organised like on a whim, like, right, we're going there. If anyone wants to come, they come. If it needs to be done this time, and let's face it, there's a chance that it might be, it will be a lot better organised. It will be a lot better planned. There will be a lot more discussion into how we do it.
Don't go in the same sentence.
Say again?
Tottenham and planning don't go in the same.
Yeah, that's the club, not us.
It's also us as well.
Oh no, this will be this will be a lot more organised if need be.
Did you guys see this thing by Domino's?
Oh, no. Kuva, look who's come to see you.
Yeah, hey, now we're talking.
And look, I didn't even have to shake the biscuits.
Morning, Simba.
Didn't even have to shake the biscuits.
Domino's UK tweeted, apologies to anybody. There's a 2-hour wait for pizza. Apologies to anybody waiting on their pizza. We've just received an order from Holly and Phil. Hashtag God. This morning. I guess that's the name of the show. So, priorities, people. Sorry, you're going to have to wait.
Yeah.
Goodness.
They did that. Is the NLD still going forward? Just making sure. We have no idea. They won't cancel it until the day before, which is ridiculous. If they're going to cancel it, they've been named.
Yeah, 1st of October.
So they will cancel the game basically.
Possibly.
But as long if they wouldn't have to cancel it if they did more buses.
That's what surprised me when you guys were talking about canceling, because I'm just, that's all I thought. I'm like, how the hell do you not have
bringing your work home with you, Bobby?
I know. I love it though so much, you know.
Reds can't make the progress. He's steady playing in the stand in the playground. Well, you know the rest, yeah.
Hopefully he's got his trousers up. It's cold.
Because if it does happen, my brother Bob Spur will be there and not in the coma. So we're already one person up.
Yeah. I need to follow just for the tapes, yeah. Arteta hired all the buses, so there is no transport.
Makes sense.
Hashtag every gunner is a runner.
Yep.
Makes sense.
And also, I don't know if Billy's taking it. Billy's one of the Liviano. I don't know if you saw on his Twitter. He literally has all the banners made up. So all the banners you see us, it's normally his that have been made. But he actually had a huge one made of from the Arsenal documentary when they're in the changing room after Newcastle, and it's got the maybe they'll lose to Norwich. So he's got that in a big banner, which he'll be taking to the Emirates. So I'm sure that will go down well.
Good morning from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Morning,
Big up, Joey.
Big up, Joey.
Big up.
Love Grand Rapids. Love Grand Rapids.
This is top 3, not lost in the league. Conte saying more than one, and you're still complaining about.
He does matter. He's very pro Levy, as Derek.
but it's just like
Each to their own.
we're allowed to complain, aren't we? Because
Yeah,
No, you're not, Ben. It's your show.
yeah,
yeah, because
Oh,
people forget that Levy hasn't only been here for this season.
Yeah, that's right.
it's like,
He just started the job, didn't he?
Yeah,
Last.
Got to
May?
give him a break and be patient.
Be patient.
Yeah.
Trust the
Yeah.
process.
It's all part of the 20-year plan.
20-year plan.
25 years. 25 years.
That's what I actually got told when the money came in, Brian. It was all part of the 20-year plan. That was one of the most common things that I got tweeted. See, Brian, you didn't give it time. It was, and these are people being genuinely serious. It was all part of a 20-year plan. And with Derek, if Conte goes, that one falls
That is
out
why
the wayside.
we're failing. So I'm sorry that you don't like that we have an opinion, Derek, but please,
Well, Demary's gone anyway. At least
Yeah.
so.
just let us have our opinions. I love my club. Don't need to love the owners.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Right, by 2042, we might be a club. By 2042, I'll be bloody dead at this rate. So it'd be nice if we can start winning a trophy now. It'd be yeah. Let's start with a bloody trophy by now. I'm fed up. But
It's all good. It's all good.
I think I might be dropping off air in a minute. Sounds like the truck's pulled up outside with my replacement transfer window.
oh yeah. Big up, one. Big up.
There you go.
Go on. Did you?
Yeah.
I won't say that on Benny's show. Actually, never mind. It's about to ask Kuva a question, but that wait, no. Too early in the morning for that. Too early for that chat.
That's brilliant.
So what Graham was just saying? So they've confirmed the strikes over there.
Yeah.
The train strike is confirmed, so that's going to happen. But is there no? I don't understand. So is there no way that the union could negotiate?
Well, no, that sometimes does happen, Bobby. When they say there's going to be strikes, they've got until that time. But then you've got to remember, if they're deep in talks, it's how long do the Premier League wait to see if these talks go ahead?
Actually get anywhere,
because they could try and hold off, but then if it does go, and they're like, nope, and they say this on like a Friday, and we're playing on the Saturday, they can't risk. Okay, how are people going to get to the game? You got to remember, if they're not going by trains, where Spurs and Arsenal fans are going to cross over, they'll be crossing over a lot sooner on buses.
Yeah.
And then there's extra police needed for all those buses, and it's a whole ordeal.
So Roy's got a great question. When we win the FA Cup, what will your celebrations look like? Brian, you go first, sir.
Well, I've actually said, and I've said this, and it's why I've obviously got my We Are Tottenham and Tottenham on Tour tattoos, but I haven't got any Tottenham tattoos because I've always had this thing that I swear to God, if I get a Tottenham tattoo, Tottenham won't win anything until I'm a granddad and have Alzheimer's or dementia, and my grandkids will come running to me and go, Grandpa, Tottenham have won the league or the cup, and I'll be like, who the fuck are Tottenham? So I'm not joking. I don't see us winning something for a long time. It's maybe with Conte, but if we were to win it, I've always said if we get to a final, I'll fly home for it. I will always fly because it's something that, as much as I'd love to witness it in the Scotland Yard, I'd want to be home. I'd want to be home and celebrate. But then I get superstitious that if I fly, seeing that I was here for all the tournament, if I fly and we lose, is it because? I'd probably be in a state of stress because I'd be like, do I go home? Do I stay here? If I stay here, I'll be like, oh no, I should have gone home. If I'm home, I'll probably be like, oh my God, the people in Scotland. But yeah, it'll probably be when I've got dementia and don't know who Tottenham are. So I don't know how I celebrate.
Bobby, how would you celebrate if Tottenham won an FA Cup?
I'm going streaking with Kuva.
Kuva doesn't know about this.
Yeah, that's why it's a surprise. You're not supposed to know. He asked me what I'm doing.
All right, fair enough.
What you're doing is on you.
Probably trying to run a bit faster than you.
I figured because Brian's not going to be here to go streaking with because he'll be there watching the final.
Or at the airport thinking, do I jump on this plane or not? Do I jump on this plane or not?
Canadians. It's always about the bacon, isn't it? Streaking.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm hungry now.
Oh, yeah. And Kuva, as you are the man who loves the FA Cup, if Tottenham win an FA Cup, what would it mean to you?
You know what? I've almost forgotten the feeling.
Golf claps.
I just love the competition. It's been ruined over the years, been cheapened. I think. It's nostalgia for me. It's all those memories watching the likes of Gary Mabbott lifting the cup.
Yeah.
Watching Steve Perryman lifting the cup. It's the stuff of your dreams. It's the stuff you have a poster for on the wall. There's no point being satisfied with just getting a high league placing. It is about glory. It is about silverware. These are the things we live for. You just hope for that every season. No matter how bad the team is, you still got to go into the season every time with just that little bit of hope. And this is it. I mean, winning the FA Cup would just be huge. It's just got that much nostalgia for me. And the worst thing that's happened in the last 20 years is we're no longer the leading winners of the FA Cup. We've been overtaken, and that hurts because that used to be our track.
Well, when you look at it, Kuva, when we won it in 1991, we were the first club to ever win it 8 times, and now the Filth have won it 14 in the time that we had 8.
Yeah,
that's of all clubs. Of all clubs, they've almost doubled it.
So big up, Stuart. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful day.
That's why I put in that question about would you prefer a league champion, win the league, or 10 FA Cups in a row?
Oh, so they're cancelling the North London derby on my freaking birthday. I protest the process. Absolutely. When will we win a cup? Who knows? When we win a big trophy, that is when Levy comes out on a video saying, "I told you it would work." Yeah. Bobby hanging out with his Wang Canadian style, yeah. And then Bobby replying to that saying, "That's Kang, not Wang, Carl." The FA Cup was everything when I was young. The cup of cups, it absolutely was.
Right.
It was outside the town hall in 81 and 82, outside the ground in 84. We need to bring back those times. Only non-league team to win it. Yeah, the FA Cup is an occasion next best to Christmas Day.
And every team that's in the country, they get their chance to play.
Yeah.
We talked about this on a few streams. You used to miss that FA Cup final week. There's so much football on the TV nowadays or online. You see it everywhere. It used to be a case of FA Cup final week, no other football being played. It was just 1 week of pure build-up to the biggest cup competition in the world, club competition in the world, or most famous, certainly. And that used to be fantastic. Then you'd have FA Cup morning. If your team was in it, you got that nervous energy all morning. You're up at like 7 a.m., scanning the newspapers, have a look at teletext or something. Any little snippet of information you could get your hands on about the game. You'd have your centre spread in the newspaper and look all the way through it and then read it again a little while later. Check the teletext again. Back to the newspaper, pacing around, put TV on, wait for the coverage to start. Football Focus, St. and Greavesy. It was just a routine. Every season, it was the same thing. It was even better when your team was in the final. But,
you know what, Kuva? The other thing that really annoys me is it used to be the final game of the season. That was the curtain call. The league was done. There were no more games. It was right. This is the curtain call. This is the end of season send off. Whereas now the Premier League concludes after the FA Cup, and it pisses me off. That should always be the end of the season curtain call.
Yeah.
It's the Premier League again, ruining British football like they did in 1992. But it's just like no other cup competition matters. It's only us, and it's why
I also dislike the Champions League. I think I much preferred it when it was European Cup Winners' Cup, and UEFA Cup. It was like I always believed that the champions the European Cup was literally the champions. You had to have won your league the season before.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense. All the champions. Yeah.
It's not the champions. When it was the European Cup, it was only champions. Why have they? It's like if they called it the Champions League and it was only champions, it'd be like, yeah, it's the Champions League. Just call it the European Cup again. I know the music is what's it called? It's the most iconic music in sport. Yeah, fourth losers getting it.
I honestly think there's one more song that's more iconic of it, and it's just for me. I don't know how people feel. It's Nessun Dorma from Italia '90.
Yeah,
that is the most iconic for me. That is the most. Whenever I mean Champions League, but if you're ever in the car or ever watching TV and you hear Nessun Dorma come on, the first thing you think of is Italia '90 without foul. And to me, that is still the most iconic football song.
I mean, well, I also because I love a bit of Pavarotti because I always listen to Classic FM, but it's just like that's just an unbelievable piece of music. So I wouldn't even put it as the best sportsman. It's just one of the best songs of all time without even putting Italian 90.
It's nearly as good as Chaz and Dave's Aussie's Dream.
Yeah.
Or John Barnes' raps. Can't be a bit of John Barnes' rap.
Chaz and Dave saying piss off Pavarotti. Yeah. TV text, love it. Yeah. Keep the music, change the name, easy. They're never going to change that name. It's such an iconic name now. They're never going to change it. But if there even is a Champions League in a few years, because the Super League, it looks like it will happen eventually. We know it's going to happen. It's going to happen eventually. What's it called? The global footballing authorities don't want to see. They don't want to see European English teams playing English teams. They want to see Tottenham playing Real Madrid in Qatar, or Tottenham or Chelsea playing Bayern Munich in New York. They don't want to see teams play at home anymore. And it's the end of the localized football community, and that's one of the things I've always tried to do as a businessman. Is I like the local community here. I don't want people from Shoreditch in my shop. I don't want people from here. I want people from this area because it's local pride. And that's the same with football teams. You support your local team. You support the team your dad support. He supported the team his dad supported. And we don't see that anymore. We said, we see families where the father will support Man City. The son will support Bayern Munich. The brother will support this. So it's the end of the family for the most part. Families should all support the same team.
Yep.
I don't understand why it's going that way. It's never as good with anyone else singing it yet. Doesn't beat Waddle and Huddle, Diamond Lights. Big up Diamond Lights.
As football songs go, that wasn't actually too bad.
Yeah.
Considering some of the competition it would have had for other football.
Mate, listen, with me and my
Last one,
my allegiance, you can't beat Fog on the Tyne, mate.
Yeah.
You can't beat Fog on the Tyne.
The best one, which should have been made, is It's On Your Head, Sam, not Off Your Head, Sam.
Oh God, yeah. Good old Mike Bassett.
It's a brilliant movie, that is.
You know what? It's phenomenal. Even today, that movie is still absolute genius.
It is. It's like unbelievable. For anyone that hasn't seen that film, I don't know if Ian's seen it, but you need to watch that film. I know Bobby's got to see that. We've got to do a watch along of it. Most iconic song for me is Aussie's Going to Wembley. It's a great one. It's a brilliant song.
I really like Hot Shot Tottenham as well.
Yeah.
Hot Shot Tottenham's good.
Hot Shot Tottenham is brilliant. Not so much when they made the remix for Poch.
Yeah.
It was just when they're trying to get some of the weird names in. I can't remember. There's a couple of them, and I'm just like, oh my God, how are those names mentioned?
Yeah.
How are those names mentioned? But no, Hot Shot Tottenham is fucking brilliant.
Which one again? Mike Bassett, England manager. You've got to see that film. It's one of the funniest films of all time. That is a movie you would watch. There's a last ever movie you want to watch. That is just so funny.
It's one of those movies.
I haven't watched it yet.
Haven't you? It's one of those movies. It doesn't matter what mood you're in.
It
doesn't matter.
Sorry, I think I've got delivery here. I'm just going to have to nip off camera for a bit.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Drop
Ben,
the channel for a little bit if you want, Ben.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what mood you're in. If you ever need cheering up, and you put on Mike Bassett, England manager, it will always do the job. Bobby, have you seen it, Mike Bassett, England manager?
No, somebody just told me about it actually a little while ago as well. It might have been you that was telling me to make sure I go check
Well,
this
how
movie out.
how about we watch it together later on?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're coming
it's
around
on
today. Yeah, we
Amazon.
can watch that tonight.
It's the most brilliant movie. Johnny Dangerously, classic. Yeah. Or the moment where Benson and Hedges.
Oh,
Sorry, I missed out here, Benny, for a few minutes. I had to take that call. Where are we at here? What are we doing?
We're talking about
What are we
the
talking
best
about?
ever football movie ever, Mike Bassett, England manager, and anyone that says anything otherwise is wrong.
Kicking and screaming.
there's another one. I don't know if people have seen it, but it's a football hooligan movie, which is the best one ever, which is one called ID.
Okay, yeah.
ID is out of Football Factory, out of all Green Street, out of everything. ID, which was made in the 80s, is without a shadow of a doubt the greatest football hooligan movie ever.
Are we talking about one that's centered specifically around football, or that football is part of the movie?
Bobby, it's a made-up team called Shadwell, which is a part of London, and basically there are known football hooligans in there, which they suspect the football hooligans just a front for bigger crime. Yeah. And they keep sending in undercover policemen in there, but the police keep getting their cover blown. So they send in a new group, and one of them, who is like a sergeant or whatever, gets won over by the hooligans and becomes one of their leaders. And it shows the change from police to it's just phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's just.
I think that maybe check that one out instead. Yeah, my favorite football related movie ever of all time is Ladybugs.
Ladybugs.
What was his name? Rodney Dangerfield? Was it Rodney? His first name Dangerfield. What was his name? Remember that comedian, that old comedian? He takes a bunch. It takes a. What is it? It's I think the old movie going back, man. I don't know why I remember. I did like it though. He takes his. I think it's his stepson. And he's banned from being on the boys' team, so he has him dress up as a girl to play on the girls' football team. Yeah. It's old stupid movie. Yeah, Rodney Dangerfield. Yeah, old bad. I don't know why I actually did like it. And Kicking and Screaming with Will Ferrell as a football
Kicking
coach.
And Screaming is very good.
I don't know why I liked it. With Mike Ditka as the football coach, the American football coach.
It's very good. It's very good.
I enjoyed it.
Mike Bassett blows all of them out of the water when it comes to comedy football movies.
Yeah, only thing that comes close is Ted Lasso, and Ted Lasso is hysterical.
Ted Lasso's great. I just finished binge watching both seasons.
Funny. I mean, some of the jokes in Mike Bassett England are so they're so funny.
Yeah, I can't believe you guys haven't said "Bend It Like Beckham," man. I got to bring up the Bollywood.
Mike Bassett, England manager. Whatever happens, it's still the best one. And I implore anyone that hasn't seen it to watch it this evening because it's so brilliant. And it's on Amazon as well. It's a shame it's not on Prime, but I think it's like £2 on Amazon. But it's brilliant. Every single part of that movie. Roy is saying, love Ted Lasso. What is taking so long for season 3?
Yeah, there's later stuff.
Kicking and Screaming sums up American soccer parents. So it's the moment when he wins and he's chasing the kids down with a cone and he's calling them all losers. It's so brilliant. It's so funny.
Or when they get the 2 young Italian kids on the team, and then you see the one dad, the bald dad, that first he shows up and he's got the little Italian flag, and then you got the cars, and then by the end he's got the 20-foot by 10-foot flag. He's barely able to wave. Oh shit! We're gonna have to watch that just for a laugh this morning.
And he's back.
False alarm.
Nice.
All the school parents are turning up and parking in the road in front, so I thought that was one of those big people carriers. The shadow loomed on the window. I assumed it was the delivery van, but it wasn't.
Was it the van that with the guy that offers the little
Afternoon,
kids
Mr.
candy?
K. Big up,
Haribo
K.
and puppies. Yeah, absolutely.
Hope you're having a wonderful time. Big up, K Bean. You're all wrong. Best football comedy was Arsenal or Nothing.
Fair enough. Fair enough, Carl. You win.
25:59. I was in that. I need to give Kicking and Screaming another watch. It's a brilliant film. It's very funny. But Mike Bassett first, Ian. That's the real-
Mike Bassett is a must. Mike Bassett.
Is it on Netflix or anything?
It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon.
Yeah, but I don't know if it'll be on our Amazon. Let me have a look.
Have you watched Shaolin Soccer?
No, I haven't.
Shaolin Soccer. Yes, I have. Oh my God, we did watch that.
Kung Fu meets football,
Yes.
and it's exactly what you expect it to be like.
Yep, 100%. Yep.
No, but it's not on
Yeah.
Canadian or North American Amazon, but I know a streaming
Is it
site
on the
that's got it,
IPTV
Bobby.
box? Is it on the IP
I'm
box?
sure we'll be able to find it, but if not, I know a streaming site that's got it.
Nice.
Well, you got to watch that tonight.
Oh my God, the Shaolin one, Kuva. I don't know about you, but it was on the IP box, and I just happened to click on it. And it's just one of those, like you see the title and you see the guy flying in the air doing the ninja kick with the ball going across, and it was just like, "Good morning, guys. Good morning, brother." And it was just one of those. Okay, this is gonna be shit, but I'm gonna watch it anyways. I'm gonna pick enough.
It made. I don't know if
I
it was
watched the whole
supposed.
damn thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it was supposed to be a comical, but I was laughing my ass off.
I thought it was comedy.
I suppose it was supposed to be, but you couldn't tell. It was just so mad anyway.
Yeah.
Kung Fu comedy, baby. Oh, it was awesome.
That's one of those is what was it called? Kung Pao Way of the Fist, I think it was called.
Yeah, the one and the cow fighting scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
I almost used that for our spot the bull thing, but I had a feeling that one's that thing's got copywritten all over it. Yeah, like that had copywritten, and that's why even the Disney one I was worried about, right? So.
Oh yeah, Kung Fu Hustle. K Bean saying, yeah, I agree. That's brilliant fun that film was.
And on that note, it's actually time to wrap up the show. So, Mr. Brian, where can we find you this week?
We're speaking about me. Are you speaking to me? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, we should be doing a few bits on Tottenham on tour. Brian Ireland was away for the weekend for his partner's 40th, so he got back yesterday. So it's just catching up with him. But I'm sure we'll be doing a few bits this week with international football being on. There's not much to talk about, but I'm sure we'll find something. So look out for stuff on Tottenham on tour this week.
Link is in the description for anyone that's not living under a rock and not following Tottenham on tour by now. Mr. Bobby and Mr. Kuva, what is happening this week on the Free Spurs boys, and what else is happening? Bobby.
We got. We'll be doing a little game post game thing, game day show thing with Ellie this afternoon. The kids will be doing something with the Three Spurs boys. Ellie was kind enough to go to the game again and send us her videos from the game and everything. So we put them together and just a little chat the kids will have with her. Mr. Daigle might be here by then, so maybe him and I will jump on the stream as well. I don't know, but we'll let the kids do this one, I think. But yeah, that's today, and then we'll be back with Kuva the Kang on Sunday, of course, debuting our brand new fancy dancy intro that we got made by this super just producer we know over in England. He tells everybody he's a barista, but clearly he's got some mad skills on a laptop. So we're looking forward to displaying that, and back with Kuva the Kang. And I know one guest we've confirmed is the man sitting to your left right now, Mr. Brian Daigle, will be joining us on Kuva the Kang this week. So the second one needs to be verified. So before I name drop, we got the heavy hitters. We had you and Rez on last week, and we always got a lineup of heavy hitters. So before I name drop, we better confirm.
Big up. And Kuv, what are you doing this week, sir?
I'm just looking forward to seeing your intro going out live on Sunday. Otherwise, it's the usual suspects around. Shellside Spurs always worth a watch. As Brian's here, of course, Tottenham on tour, Tottenham away, and of course Bob Spur on Saturdays. Might be some changes going on Bob Spur TV, but we'll we'll see how things go.
Live this week because there's no football.
Mm.
So
Yeah, might be some changes behind the scenes as well, but we'll come to that when it happens.
What's Bob's first? What's football got to do with Bob not going on?
Who knows?
We
But
can't have wankety wank without football. Shit, Bob.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
yeah.
Oh, thank God. What the hell else am I going to do Saturday night?
Even when there's no football, the only real winner's football.
There you go. Sorry, Benny, I just wanted to address Ian's comment there.
Yes.
In the office, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, Ian. So private message me on WhatsApp, buddy. I'm actually really curious about this because Boss Lady loves The Office, the English version, the American version, and if there's a Hindi one, I can see her definitely getting down with that.
I thought it was you talking about it, Bobby.
No,
isn't there one where they've dubbed it into Hindi or something like that, and then
they've probably done the dub,
and translated it back or something, and it comes out absolutely hilarious.
That's pretty much every movie. That's any Hindi dubbed movie is friggin' hilarious to watch if you actually understand the language. So,
yeah.
But I didn't know. Oh, maybe it was The Office that she was watching it in Hindi.
Yeah,
okay.
it was.
I don't know, Ian. I'm freaking on pills, dude. And I talk shit when I'm not on pills. I talk shit. So I don't know. That's
a massive thank you to my 3 guests, Mr. Brian, Mr. Bobby, and Mr. Kuva. Thank you to everyone that has joined in the chat. We will be back here tomorrow at 2 o'clock as always. Probably figuring out something to do. Got no idea what to do. It's Wednesday afternoon. Ryan might be here, so he might jump on the stream tomorrow. But we will catch you then. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, if you smell what the cough is brewing, and we will see you tomorrow. Big up, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.